possible. So that may be an emergency ambulance, that might be a car, or as we see here, our cycle response team. So based in Cardiff, will respond in the city and will more often than not be the first resource to arrive at scene, that first patient contact, conducting those life-saving eventualities. So he's checking his airway, he's looking out for any catastrophic hemorrhage, he's treating that hemorrhage. It's important that he gets hands on really quickly, starting to look after that patient before we can get additional resources to scene. They're on their own, they're going to look after all the patients at scene. So working alongside our fire service colleagues, while the fire service make the scene safe so that our guys can work safely around the vehicle, so we can get that vehicle away from our patient as soon as possible. The patient is suffering severe crush injuries and needs some medical care as soon as possible.
From a fire service perspective, we have the incident commander, who is Crew Manager Aid Cummings, who is wearing the high visibility jacket, which is the yellow and white. His role is to control of the incident and identify hazards and formulate a plan to treat and extricate the casualties, and also to keep everybody safe and work closely with the paramedics that are in attendance to give the best treatment and care for those casualties.
So that's cycle response unit. Stan and Paul, been on scene for a couple of minutes. They've assessed all the patients at scene and they've requested additional backup. As I said, that additional backup might come from an emergency ambulance, might come from an emergency ambulance car, or the hazardous area response team all the way from Bridgend. They've got to work on their own until those additional resources arrive, working alongside fire service colleagues to release that patient from any entrapment and give it that continued medical care, looking for catastrophic hemorrhage, maintaining their airway, and giving their guys some pain relief.
The casualty between the car has been identified, needs to be immediately released due to his injuries. So the safest and quickest way to release that casualty is by pushing that car back. And now the focus will turn to treatment and into the casualty that's inside the car that's left.
So what we see here, ladies and gentlemen, is a fine example of the fire service and the Welsh Ambulance Service working together for the benefit of the patient. Surrounding the patient, giving that 360 access. Our cycle response team have put out an urgent backup request. So the first available emergency ambulance, the first available car, or whatever's in that vicinity, to get assistance to them as soon as possible. Hazardous area response team mobilised to the incident to assist with the casualty care and the extraction of the remainder of the casualties that are still trapped in the vehicle.
Yeah, as you see, the focus has now changed to the casualty that's left in the black car. All firefighters are trained in trauma care. So while the paramedics are dealing with the casualty on the floor outside, we can continue to assess and monitor the casualty inside the car. And Crew Manager Cummings is now formulating a plan to best extricate that casualty. So now we're going to proceed to open the doors and create as much room as possible by removing seats, doors, windows, using a variety of hydraulic and electric cutting equipment.
So what you see now is the guys from the Welsh Ambulance Service have mobilised the patient, prepared the patient to move into a special extraction device, a special stretcher that basically cocoons the patients and keeps them safe, keeps all the injuries protected, so they can continue that treatment and get that patient away from scene as soon as possible. Patient's got IV access, so has had some serious pain relief and also some medications to stop them bleeding.
As you can see at the rear of the car, they now continue to remove the boot hatch using the battery-powered cutting equipment, which is ideal for anyone who has stubborn toenails. They're available to hire, and it makes light work of removing doors. But as we remove every piece of the car does get lighter. You may notice underneath the car there are loads of little blocks, and they are there to stabilise the car from moving anymore, preventing any further injuries to the casualty inside. You may notice that the crew manager doesn't actually get involved with any cutting or hands-on with the casualty. His primary job is to orchestrate the extrication and keep everybody safe. He will continuously assess the scene and consult with the paramedics on the condition of the casualty.
So I think you can see the advantage of the cycle response team based in Cardiff and what they bring to an incident like this, being on scene so quick, having hands-on patient rapidly and being able to treat that patient prior to extraction. That patient has got serious cut injuries, so it's now receiving fluids, has IV access, loads and loads of pain relief, and is currently being packaged in a MIB stretcher so they can extract it from the scene, take it away to ED where a handover can take place. So in under 10 minutes, we've added a medical resource, respond to scene. Patients receive serious pain relief, has been extracted and packaged in the stretcher. It's now going to be loaded onto an emergency ambulance and taken off to the Heath Hospital, where he'll be received straight to theatre to be treated. So we've still got one patient trapped in the vehicle under the care of our fire service colleagues, maintaining continued contact with that patient. Fire service is looking at the best plan to get that casualty out of that car in the quickest and the safest manner. Paramedics now treating that patient, initial assessments, maintaining contact with that patient and looking at the safest way to get that patient out of that car.
It's been decided that a part of the roof will now be removed. So the crew are now going to cut certain sections of the roof. Hence the reason we have the orange sheets on the top and on the sides to cover any sharp metals created by the cutting equipment. And that then will be folded towards the front of the car, giving a larger access space at the rear.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, really good example of multi-agency work in fire service and Welsh Ambulance Service colleagues working together for the benefit of the patient. Coming up with two plans. An initial plan to get that patient out in a slow, controlled manner maintaining contact, maintaining treatment all the way through, but also having the back of their mind that emergency plan. If the patient starts to deteriorate, we need to get them out quickly. There's another plan to get them out faster.
And now with all the cuts made, the roof is ready to be peeled forward, like a tin of beans. And that'll be secured in place by a strap on the fibre at the front of the car. And with that roof folded forward, it gives greater access and available to get further equipment into the back of the car to release that casualty and into the care of the ambulance service. And now the extrication is now entering its final phase, is the extrication of the casualty using, if you can see there is that white board, we call it a long board or a spine board. It's a rigid piece of plastic and they'll be sliding that down the back of the casualty, and as a team we'll work that casualty onto the board and then transport to a care point with the ambulance service.
So there we are, ladies and gents, 15 minutes in, second casualty in the car, it's been entrapped. We're looking at safe extraction. Fire service is creating loads of space so that Welsh Ambulance Service colleagues can work in and around that patient to do a safe, clinical extraction whilst treatment continues. Maintaining contact with that patient, continue treatment all the way out. giving the best possible care from a multi-service approach.
And there you see the casualty has now been extricated from the car and is being transported over to our fire cadets, who is Alec Fisher and Connor Lloyd from our Tonopandi unit. The unit has qualified the UKRO Cadet Trauma Challenge and are representing not only our service, South Wales, but Wales in the challenge. They are currently training for the competition in Lincolnshire next week.